Ever told yourself, I can't possibly do this? Or maybe I'll try to do that? What if every I can't you've said has held you back from doing something incredible? What if every maybe or possibly limited your path to clear commitments and great results? Today we're going to uncover the real power of words and how changing I might to I will, I cannot to I can transform not just our conversations, but our entire mindset. It's time to drop the doubt and embrace certainty. Are you ready to speak with conviction and change your world? Will you take this journey with me? Hey, my name is Greg. I'm a master coach helping people, teams, and organizations to know themselves, design their future self, and become their future self. I'm here to help you live a life where you have control. Let's start with a personal story about tentative or impossible language. I was raised as a Frenchman, so I learned to speak with a lot of certainty and assertiveness about pretty much anything, even if half of the time I did not have the facts behind my certainties. When I moved to the UK, I discovered a culture and language that expressed disagreement in a very soft and indirect way. Sentences like, "That's interesting," "An intriguing point you make." That would mean, "I totally disagree with you." While living in Germany, I discovered that the language there was very direct and not trying to be particularly respectful, more in your face. In my China experience, I saw the language is direct, yet because people focus on saving face, it is also respectful of not hurting the other person. Living in Thailand now, here the language is very indirect and respectful, which sometimes makes me feel that everything is tentative. Yet tentative and impossible expressions can differ in different countries, though at the same time, they are universally existing. Tentative language includes words and phrases that give feeling of uncertainty or lack of confidence to the person you talk to. It's a bit like hedging your bets in conversation, not fully committing to your idea or statement. Impossible language is a use of words and phrases that explicitly or implicitly conveys that something cannot be done. And this type of language often includes absolute negatives such as can't, won't, or impossible, which suggests a barrier that the speaker perceives as insurmountable. What are the different types of impossible or tentative language out there? Hedging is the use of words or phrases to make statements less assertive or forceful. These are words like kind of, maybe, somewhat, probably, or possibly. This suggests that the speaker is not fully confident in what they're saying or wants to soften the impact of the statement. Tag questions are short questions added at the end of a statement to turn a declarative sentence into an interrogative one, often to seek affirmation. Examples include, "It's a good idea, isn't it? We can handle this, right?" This implies that the speaker is looking for reassurance from the listener, possibly indicating quite a bit of uncertainty. Modal verbs like might, could, would introduce a level of probability rather than certainty, leaving room for alternatives. I might go to the event. We could consider this solution. Fillers are phrases that are often used to delay or soften what is being said, which can undermine the speaker's confidence or authority. Phrases such as, "I think that," "I guess," or "it's just that" preface statements with unnecessary qualifiers that dilute the message. Words like just, only, merely, and simply minimize the importance of a statement or an action. They can make powerful statements seem less significant. I just wanted to add that I only think this might work. Excessive apologies, especially when they are not warranted, can also reflect tentative language. Apologizing for opinions or presence, such as, "Sorry to bother you, but," or "Sorry if I'm wrong, but," suggests the speaker feels they are imposing themselves. Indirect language involves phrasing thoughts and comments in less direct ways, which can be seen as less confrontational but also less clear. For example, "Do you think you could possibly close the window?" instead of a direct, "Please close the window." Now, think about your own day-to-day conversations. Can you recall the last time you used phrases like this? What was the situation, and why do you think you chose those words? After I gave you those examples, I can hear you say, "But there are perfectly valid reasons to use words and sentences like that." Yes, indeed. And what matters is the intent that you have before you say them. Are you consciously using this language to reach a certain impact on the person you talk to? Or are you resorting to something you do automatically and you are not 100% conscious of how it might be perceived and why you do it? Here are some conscious and subconscious reasons for why we use impossible and tentative language. First up, let's talk about fear. Yes, fear is a major player when it comes to shaping how we express ourselves. Fear of rejection, fear of failure, and even fear of success can make us hedge our bets. Neuroscience tells us that when we face potential threats, even social ones, our brain's fear center, the amygdala, and also brain areas light up. This triggers a cautious approach in our communication. Next, consider social conditioning. From a young age, many of us are taught to be polite, to avoid conflict, and sometimes that means using language that's less direct. Like, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Transitioning into adult in a workplace saying, I just thought maybe we could. This conditioning can make it challenging to state our needs and opinions boldly, as it may feel like we are breaking the social contract, or at least the perception of the social contract is for us. Another key factor is confidence. When we're unsure about our ideas or skills, we might buffer our statements with qualifier to soften potential criticism. Imagine a sort of confidence meter. When it's low, you will likely hear more, I guess, and possibly in a conversation. Finally, let's touch on habits. Sometimes the language we use is simply a habit. We repeat phrases we frequently hear around us, making them a default part of how we communicate. And breaking these habits can be tough. But it's necessary if we want to communicate more assertively and effectively. If you want to form powerful habits, you might want to check this out. You like this video so far? Then you know what to do. Also subscribe to the channel and put the notifications on if you want to receive content like this every week. And check out in the description other videos and links which are talking about the same concepts of power of words. It's time to see why our words truly matter. Let's start with self-perception. When we use words like I can't or it's impossible, we're setting boundaries for ourselves, often unnecessarily. This language limits our thinking and actions, making us less likely to pursue challenges or think creatively about solutions. Similarly, when we frequently say maybe or I guess, we're not committing fully to our ideas or ourselves, which can erode our self-confidence over time. Next, consider decision-making. Using impossible language closes doors before we even see what's behind them. It stops us from attempting to overcome challenges. On the other hand, tentative language leads to indecision. It makes our decision-making process murky, filled with hesitation and uncertainty, which can delay actions and responses that might propel us forward. A lot more on how to take powerful decisions right here. Moving on to how others perceive us. When people hear us constantly saying things are impossible, or we frequently hedge our bets with possibly and might, they perceive us as less confident and less capable. That might not be fair, but that's the truth. This perception can influence our relationships, whether personal or professional, and can impact opportunities for leadership or advancement in our life. Beyond individual impact, consider the broader implications. If you work in a team, both impossible and tentative language can create a culture of low confidence and risk aversion, particularly if you're the leader of the team. And this can stifle innovation, problem solving, as the team members mirror these communication patterns, leading to an overall less proactive and less collaborative environment. The impact of the words we choose extend beyond simple communication. They shape our thoughts, dictate our actions, and define how others see us. This section of the video is about turning insight into action and truly changing how we communicate. First step, as always, awareness. Start by recognizing the patterns of impossible and tentative language in your daily communication. Pay attention to the times you say, I can't, it's not possible, or when you use maybe or probably or I guess. Awareness is a foundation of change. Ask yourself, what am I really trying to say? What am I avoiding? Challenge yourself to rephrase these thoughts with more certainty and positivity. Next, let's cultivate a can-do mindset. This means shifting from a focus on limitations to a focus on possibilities. Whenever you catch yourself thinking or saying something is impossible, pause and consider alternatives. How can it be possible? What needs to change to make it achievable? Coaching question. What's one thing I believe was impossible that I've already achieved? How did I make that happen? For me, it was to become vegan. I come from a family of people eating a lot of meat, and I've turned vegan a few months ago, and I always thought that would be impossible. But it was possible. With a new mindset, practicing assertive language becomes easier. Start replacing tentative phrases with confident, assertive ones. Instead of, I might be able to, say, I will. Instead of maybe, say, I will confirm and let you know. It's about being clear and direct, which not only boosts your self-confidence, but also clarifies your communication with others. You can inspire yourself from this range of assertiveness in language to develop in the right direction. Coaching question. How does changing my language make me feel in conversations? Do I notice a difference in how others respond to me? Finally, consistency is key. Like any new skill, consistent practice leads to mastery. Make a daily habit of monitoring and adjusting your language. Encourage friends, family, or colleagues to catch you when you slip back into old patterns. They can be your accountability partners. We all need accountability partners. Coaching question. What steps can I take to consistently apply this new way of speaking? Who can support me in this change? What I do for myself is when I want to change something, I get a coach, I get a support to help me get through it. The other thing that I do is I use daily active question, which is a way of asking myself, did I do the best today too? And I put the behaviors that I want to change. And I rate myself every day. And I talk to my accountability partner every week about it. Transforming your language from impossible and tentative to assertive isn't just about changing words. It's about seeing and seizing your potential, about opening doors where you might previously have seen walls. Start today. Make the commitment to yourself to speak with conviction. Share your journey with us in the comments or on social media. Let's inspire each other to speak powerfully and live confidently. An inspiring quote from Maggie Kuhn, an American sociologist and activist. Speak your mind even if your voice shakes. The world of language is fascinating, and if you're interested in how you can remove passive-aggressive sentences for a more positive impact, then you might be interested in this video here.